So on the last turn, we have discussed some basics, some syllabus of the power electronics. So today we are going to have just on the first lecture, as you can see on the last lecture was the introductory lecture. So now let us start the syllabus. So let's start with this. So power electronics mainly belongs to power engineering. And electronics engineering. Okay, and power engineering is mainly concerned with power engineering is mainly concerned with generation, transmission, and distribution. These are the three major parts with which mainly comprise the power system: generation, transmission, and distribution. You all must be well aware of that. Generation में आपका सारे power plant, generation means all the nuclear, thermal, and hydro, every power plants, all those things come under the generation part. Transmission lines and all the come under the transmission part. And distribution, all the substations for which we step down the voltages, it comes under the transmission and distribution part. You must have seen the power stations in the local locality also, and in the outer locality also, जहाँ पर आपका बहुत हाई वोल्टेज आता है और उसको हम स्टेप डाउन करते हैं, और उसको अगर हमें इंडस्ट्रीज़ में देना होता है तो उसमें 33 kV 11 kV वगैरह वहाँ ट्रांसफ़र करके देन अगेन वी स्टेप डाउन एंड we get the voltage of 230 volts single phase, so that we should able to give the supply in the residential areas. Okay, so these are the major parts of power engineering. Okay, which mainly the whole power system depends upon that. Okay, and the utilization of electric energy at high efficiency. So on the other hand, if we come to the electronics engineering, so electronics engineering is mainly a distortion less production, transmission, and signals of very low power level are there in electronics engineering. Low power signals are there. So these low power signals, we assemble the circuits so that we should apply on this part, that power engineering, which makes our whole system very efficient. Controlling becomes good, and we can distribute and generate the power at very efficient manner. Okay, the losses get decreases. Okay, and from this figure you can see that the power electronics is mainly this much, that power electronics consists of all these power electronics mainly comprised of all these parameters. You can say that here is the power and energy, okay, on this side, in which the network, whole network, utility network is there, power supplies is there, motor drives is there, all these things as we have discussed, and comes under the power and the energy. Okay, then if you come to the electronics and devices part, electronics and devices parts, the electronic circuitry is there. Okay, that's the circuits which we use to drive the motors for the power supplies. All these things are utilized, in which power semiconductor devices are used, and the magnetics are used in that. Okay, so all these things are interrelated with each other, and the relation between the electronics and devices and the power energy is controlled through these switching control, feedback control, and the system operation. All these parameters control these, and these fields control the whole system. Okay, so all these things are interrelated. So this is simply, you can say that all these parameters, the utility network, power supplies, motor, these are mainly in the parts which we need to control in any efficient manner. And to control these things in a very efficient manner is by using the electronics and the device circuit and the controlling through these parameters. Okay, so all these things are interrelated to each other. The basic definition, if we want to give to the power electronics, it concerns the application of electronics principles into situations that are rated at power level. Okay, so you can simply define the power electronics in this manner, and you can also define is that it is a subject that deals with the apparatus and equipment working on the principle of electronics. Okay, but rated at power level rather than signal level. So for doing so for doing all the for doing so, we need we have the power electronic switches. The you can say the invention of the power semiconductor devices or the power electronic switches were the very turning point in the field of electrical engineering. So by using the semiconductor devices, okay, these are, you can say, the semiconductor power switches, which are such as SCR, you can call it as thyristor also, GTOs and MOSFET, and some many other switches. These switches are being used in this field, which mainly help us to control, or to, you can say that this is the implementation of these, the use by using these switches, we have turned all the electrical engineering into the efficient, or to the efficient way, you can say that. Okay, and all these switches work on the principle of electronics, movement of holes and electrons. You must have studied about the diode. Okay, diode, mainly the p-n junction diode, the movement of the holes, the electrons and the holes in that, on the similar principle all these switches work, but they have the power name is attached with that, the power diode, power MOSFET. Okay, so because they are used at the high power level, because their working is based on physical phenomena, gases and vapors. Okay, so and in these switches means the SCR was inaugurated in Bell Laboratory in 1956. Okay, and its prototype was made, the prototype of SCR was made in 1957, and it mainly comes into work commercially in 1958. Okay, these 3 years were the turning point in that. In 1956 they invented that, its prototype was made in 1957, and commercially it came into existence by the company GE, General Electric Company, GE. It comes to existence. Okay, since then there have been emergence of many new power semiconductor devices. This was the first one. After that, many semiconductor devices were invented, and the power electronic system today have the many power electronics devices, as I have written over here, as SCR, GTU, and the work is their characteristics also we are going to study. So the term you must have about the converter system. The converter system is simply denotes is that static device that converts AC to DC, DC to AC, AC to AC, and DC to DC. We have different type of converters in the power electronics. Mainly AC to DC, you must have been aware about that. What is AC to DC? Simply the rectifier, and DC to AC simply your inverters, and AC to AC is your regulator, and the DC to DC are your choppers. We use all these devices in the power electronics. Okay, and then the development of these power electronics devices, which mainly convert the AC to DC and DC to AC, and all these conversion the power electronics devices which are doing their development and their new circuit topologies and their improved performance and the fall in prices, the decrement in their prices have opened up a wide field for new applications of power electronics converters. Okay, and then the implementation of the microcontroller and the microprocessors in that, they further enhances their control strategies by implementing the as you can also see that in our department also so many teachers are doing the research on the same thing, and that the multi-level inverters and the DC to DC converters and packed U cell inverter. So on these topics the research is going on, and we are implementing the microcontroller and the microprocessors in that, so that their switching and their controlling should become better and better. Okay, through which very efficient inverters and the DC to DC converters are being made in our department. So by using the semiconductor switches and their the combination of that, and by using their microprocessors and microcomputers, the programmings used in that, which improves their controlling. So after using this, they begin the power, we can control the power in a very efficient manner. Okay, so for controlling these devices, the switches which we use in that are fully on or fully off, and all the semiconductor devices in power electronics converter operate as a switch. And when the switch is fully on, power semiconductor device handles large current, divided the load impedance, and negligible voltage drop across it. The voltage drop across these switches is very negligible because the resistance in these switches is very low. So when the current flows through that, though, the voltage drop across these switches minimum as compared to the conventional switches. So when the switch is off, the device handles negligible current with full voltage across it. Therefore, the power semiconductor device during on and off periods has very low power loss in it as compared to the power delivered by the source to load earlier. Okay, so by the implementation of these switches, the efficiency increases, the efficiency become very higher by using the power electronics converters. So the low energy loss in the semiconductor devices can easily and be removed by its efficient cooling. We also do the cooling in that, तो जिसकी वजह से हीट डिसिपेशन में जो उसकी एनर्जी लॉस होती है वो भी आपकी कम हो जाती है. So in the conclusion is this: by using these power electronic switches, the losses are minimum. Okay, and these switches, the power electronic switches, the application of these power electronics is approximately in every field now. Every commercial field, at your home, in transportation, in your residential areas, everywhere it has the application. So just we write down the applications of power electronics. You can write that in aerospace. in space shuttle power supplies, in satellite power supply, aircraft power supply. So in aerospace we have this application. When we come to the commercial, when we come to the commercial field, so in air conditioning, in your industries, in your big offices, in big companies, the air conditioning, centralized AC, and the computer and office equipment, UPS, elevators. Okay, in all these equipments, we use the power electronics. When we come to the field of industrial, in industrial sector, if you come, then industrial factors again, in big mills, welding machines. Now you must see the small compact welding machine is there in the market. अर्लियर वो बहुत बड़ी सी मशीन हुआ करती थी उसकी, और अब जो है वो बहुत एक कॉम्पैक्ट मशीन दे हैव मेड. सो द पावर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स सर्किटरी इज बीइंग यूज्ड इन दैट. तो इन वेल्डिंग मशीन, स्टेप चेंजिंग ट्रांसफार्मर्स, and in blowers and fans. In fans also, I have told you in the introductory lecture that the regulator, now the power electronics regulator are there. So there are a lot of application in the industrial area. Then we come to the residential. In residential sector, approximately in every electronic equipment and the electrical equipment now coming, they are coming with the power electronics circuitry. If you come to the air conditioning, it has the power electronics. If you come to the electric blankets are coming, and vacuum cleaner is there in the houses, washing machines are there in the houses, and you can say that electric door openers are there in the houses. So there is a lot of application. And then if you come to the telecommunication field, in telecommunication, if you come, the chargers, battery chargers are there in the power supply. UPS and DC power supply is there, so in that we use the converters. And then if you come to the transportation, so traction control of electric vehicles, street cars, trolley buses, so in that we are using the power electronics. Then if you come to the utility system, so HVDC transmissions, all the power electronic circuitry is using that. For excitation system in the in your generators, the excitation, the power electronics is used, so that we control the excitation in your generating units. Okay, the circuit breakers, power electronics is being implemented in that. Okay, and solar and in your wind, all the power electronics is being implemented that. So you can see that all the major field, in every field approximately, now the power electronics is implemented. Now let's have a look at the advantages and disadvantages of power electronics. Okay, so first have a look at advantages. Now in the advantages, you can say that high efficiency is there due to low loss. Okay, high efficiency due to low loss, high reliability of power electronics converter system, the life is long, less maintenance, long life, less maintenance, and their dynamic response is very fast dynamic response. Small size and less weight. And so since the size is small and the weight is less, so installation charges is also very low, and mass production of power semiconductor devices are in lower cost uh, lower cost due to mass production. Okay, so these are the major advantages, you can say, of the power electronics. Now let's have a look at their disadvantages. Every system must have the disadvantages, so let's have a look at the disadvantages of power electronics. The first disadvantage of power electronics converter circuits have a tendency to generate harmonics. It generate harmonics. Okay, in the supply system. Then next is AC to DC and AC to AC converters. Okay, operate at a low input power factor. Okay, they operate at a low input power factor. Then power electronics controller have low overload capacity. Low overloading capacity is very low, in that the margin is not much. Okay, and the last is regeneration of power is difficult. Okay, so these are the few advantages and disadvantages of the power electronics. Now let's have a look at different power electronics devices. The different power electronics devices, their circuit symbol and their voltage, current rating, their operating frequency. So let's have a brief look at that. So you can see from here we have different power electronics devices, both from the thyristor and the transistor side. We have tell you the difference earlier between the thyristor and the transistor. The thyristor is a 4-layer device and the transistor a 3-layer device, and to operate the thyristor you have to give the signal to so that it should come in the on state, and then you can remove the signal. But for the transistor to remain it in the working state, you have to give the current signal continuously. Okay, so these are the different you can see that first of all the diode is given over there. The diode is given, and so okay, you can see from here, first of all the diode is given over there. Diode signal is simply PN junction diode, anode and cathode, and its voltage and current rating is given over there, 5000 volt and 5000 ampere, and its frequency is 1 kilohertz. Okay, the diode works on at this rating. Their characteristics we will discuss on the next turn, one by one. Then you come to the SCR. This is SCR. This was first invented in the semiconductor devices. Anode, cathode, and the gate signal. Okay, the gate signal is there, so you can control the turning on process of the SCR by using this gate signal, and their operating voltage and current rating is given over there. It also works on the same frequency. And then if you come to the LASCR, which is light activated SCR. Okay, it is also light activated, as you can see that when the light is being and comes on this, and then it get activated. This is also have the same circuitry, anode, cathode, and the gate, and its voltage and current rating is given over here. Okay, then you come to ASCR, asymmetric SCR, or asymmetrical SCR. We just have the same circuitry of the SCR, but the antiparallel diode is being connected over here. So this is called the asymmetrical SCR. The voltage and current rating is given over here. It works on the frequency 2 kilohertz. Then you come to the GTO, gate turn off thyristor. You can see over here the signal, the gate signal, here they are going in both the direction, the anode, cathode, and the gate signal. So this is the difference at gate turn off thyristor in this. Okay, and now, and the voltage and current rating of this is 5000 volt, 3000 ampere. It also works on the 2 kilohertz of frequency. Okay, now come to SITH. SITH is what? Static inductor thyristor. Okay, so this is the its symbol, and it works on the voltage and frequency. The frequency is 100 kilohertz. Okay, then MCT, MOS, MOSFET controlled thyristor. MOSFET, MOS controlled thyristor, and its signal is a bit different from all the above, and its operating voltage and current is 1200 volt and 40 ampere. It works as a frequency 20 kilohertz. Okay, then come to the triac. Triac is simply what? Triac is simply the connection of two anti-parallel thyristors. When the two thyristors are connected in anti-parallel direction, it becomes a triac, and so the operating the voltage and current rating of the triac is this, and its frequency is 0.5 kilohertz. Now let's come to the transistor family. BJT, bipolar junction transistor. You have heard in first year in diploma also. There are two types of transistor, PNP and NPN transistor. This is the NPN transistor, and this is the PNP transistor. This is a controller, collector, sorry, not the controller, collector, base, and emitter. Okay, so collector, base, and emitter. So when we make the different circuits of BJT, common base is also there, common collector is also there, common emitter is also there, the circuit is there. So we have different type of circuitry in BJT. So we the voltage and current rating of this 400 volts, 1400 volts, and 400 ampere, and it works at 10 kilohertz of frequency. Then we come to the MOSFET. Okay, what is MOSFET? Metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. Metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. Okay, the full form is this is it, and it is gate, drain, and source. Okay, its voltage and current rating is this one, and it works on 100 kilohertz of frequency. The frequency of the MOSFET is good. Okay, 100 kilohertz as compared to the, we come to the thyristor, the frequency of thyristor is only 1 kilohertz. Okay, then SIT is static induction transistor. That was SITH, static induction thyristor, and this is static inductor transistor. Okay, its signal is this: gate, drain, source. Again 1200 volt and 300 ampere is your rating. IGBT, insulated gate bipolar transistor. If you see here, gate, collector, and emitter is there, and its voltage and current rating is given, and its operating frequency is 50 hertz. So these are the different switches. Okay, these are different switches which we use in the power electronics. Their voltage and current rating and their operating frequency, its signals is given over here. Okay, now let's have a look at how we categorize it. Okay, we can categorize this all these power electronic switches based on first their turn on and turn off characteristics. Okay, then we can also categorize them based on gate signal requirement. And then we can also differentiate between them on the degree of controllability. How we controllability. Okay, so first we have diodes. So they are uncontrolled devices. Diodes are uncontrolled devices. Their on and off states are controlled by power supply. Okay, we don't have any gate signal over there. We can't control through any current signal or the voltage signal. So diode is your uncontrolled devices. Okay, then come to the thyristors. So thyristors, these have controlled turn on. We can turn on the thyristor by using the gate signal. So they have controlled turn on by the gate signal. And as the thyristor turn on, after the thyristors turn on, they remain in on state. Okay, due to their internal regenerative action and gate losses control. They can be turned off by using the power circuit. Okay, so and the third one is controllable switches. Controllable switches. So controllable switches, the devices are turned on and turned off by the application of control signals. So those devices which can be turned on and turned off by the application of control signals, the devices which behave as controllable switches are BJT, okay, MOSFET, GTO, SITH, IGBT, SIT, static induction transistor, and MCT. Okay, so these are the switches which can turn on and turn off by the application of control signals. Okay, then we can also say that the TRIAC, as I have told you, TRIAC and RCT, TRIAC and RCT, they are bidirectional current. They have the bidirectional current capability. Okay, only in them the current can be flow in both the direction, whereas all the other devices mentioned above are unidirectional current devices. Okay, now let's come to the types of power electronics converters. Okay, so these power electronics converters can be classified into 6 categories, 6 types. Okay, they are classified as this. First one is your diode rectifier. Diode rectifier. Rectifier is simply what? Rectifier simply converts your AC to DC. Okay, they convert constant AC voltage to variable DC output voltage. Okay, constant AC to variable DC output voltage. Okay, the input voltage may be single phase or 3 phase. Diode rectifier have a wide range of application. They are used in electric traction, they are used in battery charging, they are used in power supplies and in UPS. So it has a wide field of application. Okay, then second one is AC to DC converters. AC to DC converters. What is this? In AC to DC converters, AC to DC converters do what? AC to DC converter simply converts the constant AC voltage to variable DC output voltage. Sorry, there was a confusion. I have written over here there that constant AC to variable DC. No, but it's not that. It is simply AC input voltage, simple AC input voltage, simple AC input voltage to fixed DC. Fixed DC. Yes. Because we are using diode in these rectifiers, so diode is an uncontrollable devices, we can't control anything in that. So AC input voltage to fixed DC we convert in the diode rectifier, whereas in AC to DC converters now we convert constant AC voltage to variable DC voltage. Okay, we control the variable DC voltage we get at the output, because we have we can control the phase over here. We have AC to DC converter. In this we can control the phase by using by controlling the switching angles. So we can control the output voltage in that. These rectifiers use line voltage for their commutation. Okay, so they are called line commutated or naturally commutated converters also. They can be of single phase and three phase source. So these are used in DC drives, okay, in excitational system of synchronous machines. So they also have the good application. So next come to DC to DC converters, also called DC choppers. Okay, they are also called DC choppers. The DC chopper converts fixed DC input voltage, fixed DC input voltage to controllable DC output voltage, controllable DC output voltage. Okay, so this is the working of the chopper. The chopper circuit require forced or load commutation to turn off the thyristors. For lower power circuit, thyristors are replaced by power transistors. Okay, it also have the wide application. They are also used in DC drives, in battery driven vehicles, etc. Okay, then next come to DC to AC converter. You must be DC to AC converters, you must be well aware of that. It is also called as inverter. Okay, so an inverter converts for do what? An inverter converts fixed DC voltage, fixed DC voltage to variable AC voltage. Whatever the output voltage you want, we can make that type of inverter. Okay, the output may be variable voltage and variable frequency. So these converters are line, load and force commutation. Commutation simply what? Commutation simply how we turn off those switches. The method of turning off the switches is simply called as the commutation. We will study all these type of commutation in the next unit. Line, load, force commutation. So these are the different methods to turn off the switches. Okay, so inverters find wide use in induction motor and synchronous motion drives, and high voltage DC transmission and so on. So we have a wide application of DC to AC converters also. So next we come to fifth one. It is simply what? AC to AC converters. AC to AC converters. So these converters are of two types. They are of two types. These converters fixed AC input voltage into variable AC output voltage. Okay, we divide into two parts: AC voltage controller and next is your cyclo converter. Okay, what is AC voltage controller? AC voltage controller circuit converts fixed AC voltage directly into variable AC voltage at the same frequency. Regulator, I have also told you earlier, simply regulator is the device which you are using since your childhood. घरों के अंदर जो fan controlling device होता है आपका, that is simply your regulator, in which you know that the fixed AC supply is coming into your houses and you are varying the voltage, output voltage, so that the speed of the fan can be controlled by using that. Okay, so AC voltage controller have two thyristors in anti-parallel or a triac, and turn off of both the devices obtained by line commutation is there. Output voltage is controlled by varying the firing angle delay. There is a firing angle, so by you controlling that, we can control the output voltage. Okay, and it is also used in lightning control, speed controls of fans, pumps, etc. Then we come to the cyclo converter. Cyclo converter do what? These circuit convert input power at one frequency to output power at different frequency. Okay, we do this once. We convert the input power one frequency to the output power at different frequency through one stage conversion. Only in one stage they converted that. Okay, they are also used for slow speed large AC drives like rotary clean, etc. Okay, then we come to the last one, static switches. Static switches. The power semiconductor devices can operate at static switches or contactors. Static switches possess many advantages over mechanical and electromechanical circuit breakers. And static switches are called AC static switches or DC static. Both of the type of switches are there. Okay, DC static switches are also there and AC static switches are also there. So these are the six parts, so six types of converters we use in the power electronics. Okay, so today we have discussed about the introduction of the power electronics. Okay, its advantages and disadvantages. We have go through the different switches of how and their voltage and current rating, their signal, their signal represent how they represented, and their frequency. Okay, and then we have go through different types of converters which are being used in the power electronics. Okay, so that's all for today. On the next lecture we are going to study about the switching static characteristics of the different power electronics devices. Okay, so thanks a lot for now.